Hey, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be making some smoked beef ribs. Now, the ribs that I got, they're beef back ribs, right? And then I got some beef riblets. These are the cuts like right underneath the prime rib. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money on that brisket, this will get you in the game with a nice beef taste. So we're gonna go to the kitchen, go to the workstation, get them prepared, then we're gonna get them on that pit boss. We'll see you guys soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to smoking or you just want to do an experiment, these cuts of ribs are absolutely perfect for that. Now, out of the package, it's not much that you have to do with those. So I'm just trimming off some of the hard fat that won't render down, and I'm gonna use this as beef tallow, right? So I'm doing a couple of experiments here, just myself. Now I got this brisket rub that I got from Buc-ee's. I really want to try it out before I place it on a brisket and spend all that money. Like I said, these cuts of ribs are inexpensive, and if you want to do some experiments, you're not wasting money, right? So if it comes out wrong or it comes out bad, then know that you're not spending a lot of money. Now, as always, I'm seasoning the front and the sides. Now I'm not going to do the back side on this one because I'm going to keep that membrane, and as you can see, these ribs don't have much meat on them, so I want to keep these intact, right? Now we're going to use this, and then we're going to render that fat down, and we're going to try to get some beef tallow. Now I got these other set of ribs. Now these are riblets, and as you can see, they got a little bit more meat on them, but I'm gonna follow the same process again, just taking off some of that hard fat that won't render down, and I'm gonna put that to the side so we can make some beef tallow, right? So again, these cuts of ribs right here, great for experiments. If you want to experiment on something, if you want to experiment with time, temperature, if you want to experiment with some barbecue rubs, barbecue sauces. Again, you're not wasting a lot of money on, expensive brisket that you put, some new seasonings on, and then you don't like it. These are perfect for experiments, or even if you're just starting out, smoking, and you just want to get comfortable with the smoker that you're smoking on. These are perfect for them. Now with these ribs here, I'm just going to use salt and pepper as my seasoning, and then sometimes that's just all that you need when you're smoking, when you're grilling, just salt and pepper, and you can add a little bit of garlic in there, and you got some fantastic tasting meat. So we're going to be smoking these ribs at 250 degrees, and really I'm looking at about 195, 200, as the target internal temperature of these ribs. But really when I start probing these about hour number 6, I'm probing them for tenderness. So if they're super tender, I'm going to pull these ribs off and then let them rest, and then we'll cut these bad boys up. So after an hour, you always want to come and check on it, and these ribs are, coming along fine. Now as you see here, like I said, we got that excess fat. We're going to be making that beef tallow. Now after a couple of hours, here's the ribs. They're still coming along fine. I don't have to do any spritzing because they don't look dried out. But again, look at that beef tallow right there. It's starting to render down, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. Now we're 4 hours into the smoke session, and now really what I'm doing here is just checking the temperature, seeing how we're coming along, and then also checking for tenderness. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap these in butcher paper, and I'm going to let these ribs ride out the rest of the way of the smoke session. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap these ribs, and I'm gonna let this bark continue to form, and we're gonna take this about hour and a half, 2 hours more, and see how they come along. So when we put it back in the smoker, we're gonna go, like I said, about an hour and a half, 2 hours, then we're gonna come back and then probe it for tenderness. Once it's tender and it's probing in and out really easy, then we're gonna take these bad boys out. But the reason why I love butcher paper is gonna let this meat breathe, and then that bark continues to form, so you get a nice bark, unlike aluminum foil. So if you use foil, you're gonna have like a little softer bark, but it's still gonna be absolutely delicious. So use what you like and then go with what you know. But like I said, this is all about getting in the game, experimenting, and then seeing what you like. Going into hour number 6, we're gonna check this, for tenderness, and as you can see here, that probe is going in and out just like butter. So these bad boys are ready to go, and then as I pick these bad boys up, they got a lot of flex to them, so you already know that they're tender. And then there it is right there. That's that good old beef tallow. Awesome. So now you know how to make some beef tallow, right? You don't have to buy it from the store. You can make it yourself. And then that's the beauty about, trimming your own meats and then smoking them, right? You can take all those, things that you would normally throw away and then use those for other things, other ingredients. And now you're in the game. So as you can see here, like I said, these racks of ribs right here don't have much meat on them. Again, these are for experiments. And again, if you just want a little snack, these are great for snacks too. Now we're going to cut these bad boys up and then we're going to see how they taste. Now, as you can see here, you got a little smoke ring on it. And now we're going to go into these riblets. As you can see, these got a little bit more meat on them. And then you see right there, you got a little smoke ring on it. But I know these are going to be absolutely fantastic. Like I said, a little salt and pepper, that's all that you need.
All right, folks, fam, there you have it. You got your beef back ribs, and you already know what we got to do. We got to get us bad boy taste test. And that's absolutely amazing right there. And that's what that bucket seasoning, that's pretty flavorful. I gotta go in for another bite of this. That's delicious. And now we got the riblets. And we'll take a little bite of that. And just salt and pepper. That's really all you need in barbecue right there. Now it's time for me to roll out.